we're going to furlough everybody. The day that it happened, our daughter was born the day before. And so I was lucky to even be called, right?
Yeah.
And not knowing what the future holds at that time, right? Just imagine 2020, where we didn't know anything, man.
We didn't know what the heck was going on in the world.
You know, I go back and it was great, but it wasn't. I was like, I think this is my time. And I remember I called my wife and I said, hey, I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to call it here and start up my own thing without a hesitation, without a breath. Well, why not?
Boom.
What was really cool is that I could see and feel the changes.
Yeah.
And so I, consider myself a hard-working person, strong work ethic. I could see that if you work hard enough, you can maximize your potential. You have the opportunity. It's just a matter of how much you're willing to put into it.
What would you say to that kid that's just interested in doing what you're doing today?
Do it. Just jump in and do it. You're never going to know everything.
What is up, people? It's your boy J-Rock, in your face, literally. Man, we are ready for another great podcast. Thank you for joining the KickRocks Podcast right here on YouTube, Spotify, maybe even some Facebook. But yeah, check out all of our new episodes. We're putting out episodes weekly and bringing in some awesome guests. So my guest for today, he's been a buddy of mine for pretty much a good long time, man. I would say maybe possibly over 30 years, maybe about 20. I don't know, because my first remembering of us becoming friends, we were playing, let me turn this down here. We were playing some, I think it was coach pitch on the Tigers, man. And we had our buddy Ryan Urias on that team. He might even have to remember some of the guys that played with us back in the day. But we went to high school together too, so we're both unicorns. And, just one thing I love about this guy, man, is he's always been open arms, even after school, of being a great friend of me and our friend group that we have. And I just love it, man. So Marcus Sanchez, he is the owner of Fit Flex Training. And he's a husband. And so then obviously he's an entrepreneur as well, because you're going to learn about his business today. And he's a great friend. And this gentleman is a trainer. Obviously, we hear from the Fit Flex Training. And he's a personal trainer. He is at Elan Hotel. And he's part of the fitness center there. So he brings in his clients there, and we're going to learn more about him. And he also graduated from McMurray University. So we're going to learn all about Marcus today, and everything he's doing, and everything his wife is doing too. She's a great content creator and influencer there in San Antonio, and she was even say that for me, Marcus, real quick. Mompreneur of the year, man. So without further ado, let me bring in Marcus. Marcus, what's up, brother? How you doing,
How's
man?
it going, Justin, man? It is great to be here. Thank you for having me. It's
Absolutely,
always good seeing
man.
you.
Absolutely, man. It's been great, bro. I'm happy for you to be here. You're so busy, man, just like myself. But I'm glad you were able to get away from some class for a little bit and get a day free with us, man.
It's that season right now, man. I kind of look back like, man, when we were growing up, or, when we were in college, we just had all the time, and he's like, yeah, I got all this time. Now I'm trying to get squeeze an hour out of every day, whatever I can. But
it's tough, man. But it's also fun, right?
Oh, it's, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
That's awesome, man. Well, I want to dig into all that, man, and we'll get started. But let's talk about your business, man.
Absolutely.
Let's start like this. What got you into wanting to be a personal trainer and into fitness, man?
That's a good question. It's a very good question. And it's funny that you bring up Coach Pitch, because I honestly forgot about that.
Yeah, did you forget about that?
I said, man, how long have I known this guy? And I said, it's been a while. And I was going to even go grade school, but no, it was even before that. So sports, ultimately, got me into this industry. Got into, kind of a structured program early on with you during Coach Pitch. 2 or 3 years into it, I decided, I'm not too crazy about this. Then got into baseball, and then I always begged my dad to play not flag football, but tackle football. Before what was it, middle school? The Toros, right? Everybody was on the Toros.
Yeah, the Toros. I was on the Bears.
You were on the Bears, right? With Gabriel Valdez.
The Hernandezes didn't like me. No, I'm just playing. I love you guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so I finally got to middle school, and I did football, and that was the end of it.
Nice,
I lived and breathed football, and I was able and fortunate enough to play through high school and through college at McMurray University, as you mentioned. And as I, got into high school football, it was it's like a religion, right? Texas football. I mean,
Yeah.
just live and breathe it. But honestly, that kind of changed my life. I really loved the workouts, And then I got to college, and at any level you play,
Yeah.
it is everybody's bigger, everybody's faster, everybody's stronger, right? And it's a little bit more of a job. Still loved it. However, I fell in love with the off season even more because I got into my degree was exercise science and human performance. So we were looking at biology, biomechanics, physics, and I took affinity to the body.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's what led me to my personal training career. One of my last courses, my professor offered. We were using the NSCA book, which is a national certification training book.
Okay.
For the class. And she says, well, we're using the CPT book. If you sign up for the exam at the end of this semester, I'll give you 100 on your final pass or fail.
Boom.
So I said, sign me up. So I knocked out 2 birds, 1 stone, and passed the course, passed my class.
There you go. Right. I think, right.
And then got into training after that. And yeah, it's been.
That's awesome, man. What's like? You've always been in good shape, bro. Even through football, out of school, things like that. What are you curious about? What made you curious about constantly working out? Like, dude, I watch wrestling all the time. I see these big dudes, and I'll be real, man. I worked out on a regular basis to keep up in my basketball world.
Absolutely.
Right, but nothing really triggered me to keep that fire going, man. What kind of got you going to just keep working out and learning more about the body?
Yeah. So I've never considered myself an athlete. I've
Okay.
always, I was always on the Husker side. I was the kid that you saw at Sears in the Husky section, and I always had trouble, and one day, or it was a specific time, I was watching football on TV, and I think it was a Cowboys game. And my dad had a couple of 5-pound dumbbells. I got on the floor and I started doing, bench pressing, right?
Yeah.
And then my brother got into ROTC, I believe, and he was, he started running. And then we had a little makeshift bench in our over our patio in our garage, and me and him would just run up the hill, run back, and then we started lifting weights and kind of, grew with that. And what was really cool is that I could see and feel the changes.
Yeah.
And so I, consider myself a hard-working person, strong work ethic. And, I could see that if you work hard enough, you can maximize your potential. You have the opportunity. It's just a matter of how much you're willing to put into it.
Yeah.
And so I still struggle. Food is,
Yeah.
we all love food, right?
Yeah, I do. You can tell.
And, sometimes you lose motivation, but, at the end of it, what helps me out is I've studied it, I understand the human body and what it does and the processes. I'm always learning, but at the same time, how important it is. And so now with social media, I mean, you have all the information at the
Right at the tip of your fingers,
tip of your fingers. But anyhow, that's kind of what sparked it for me was early on, just saying, oh man, I really want to do that, and kind of exposing myself.
Yeah.
And then finding that, oh man, this is actually really pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then second thing was, I just like to enjoy. I enjoy helping others.
Okay.
Right? I'm, just like you had mentioned, I'm always open arms.
Yeah,
hey,
you are.
We're going up here. Come on with us. And so, in watching other people succeed, that gives me some reward as well.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And so I want to go into your, a little bit more deep into it, to your business, the FitFlex training.
Sure.
So somebody like myself that I called you, maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe?
Yeah.
About a month ago. But I'm going to even go further than that. I had went to Marcus like a year and a half ago, and I said, hey, man, I got to make a change. And I know this is what a lot of people are going through. And I didn't make the change. And I kind of was just busy, still learning, living life, learning this type of stuff and doing my coaching. And everybody has long nights, long days. You grab what you can to eat, all this good stuff. And unfortunately, I had some health problems. And, I was past couple months been going through things. And obviously, just like anybody else, you get a little afraid. You're like, dang, what can I do to change myself? And I was thinking, and I'm sitting there, my doctors are like, hey, if you don't make changes, there could be things happening. So I started making changes, right? And what went to my brain was like, Marcus sent me this meal plan. I just need to go back to it and do it. It's just like, I'm not going to go to him again and be like, hey, what should I do? And in his head, he's like, dude, I already told you what to do, you know? But I did tell him, and I contacted him about certain things. And you were very helpful, bro. So leading to that, going into what you're doing, you said you want to help people. So with FitFlex, people like me, getting into it, getting back into working out, working diets, all that good stuff. What seems to be some of the questions that you're receiving from whether it's possibly new clients, or when you do get new clients, what are things that people are asking as they're coming into it?
I guess some of the main questions is how long is it going to take? Right?
Yeah.
For the most part, everybody has a vague or some sort of number or image that they're wanting to look or feel. And then we get down to nitty gritty and we decide, okay, well, let's find some attainable goals. So, well, how long is that going to take, right? And so I have a general kind of estimated healthy weight loss or weight gain or better improvement in mobility or health, whatever the case may be. But honestly, it just all depends, And the more I know, that answer, it depends, is more and more, So, and then some other questions is, what's the cost? And honestly, I try to find, I try to work with you as much as I can. Being an entrepreneur, I have some flexibility, but this is my career, right?
Correct.
And but other than that, outside of that, I do get some like, well, let me get in shape first, and then I'll come to you. Which
Wait a second,
just bass backwards. We I make it a point to meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
Right. And as a good personal trainer, we meet you where you're at. And then give you the steps, progressive overload, right? If we're going to learn how to squat, I'm not going to stick you under the barbell for 200 pounds and say, let's squat. So now we're going to start off with some body weight, right? We're gonna, take some baby steps. Let's focus on A, B before we get to C. And so, those are some of the biggest questions I get asked.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I want to pull up your Instagram, too, so people can kind of see what it is that you got going on here, too, man. So viewers can definitely see this in I'm gonna Elon Hotel, right?
Yes,
Sorry,
correct.
bro. I'm horrible with my pronunciations, but the Elon Hotel here, man. Well, let's listen in here. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? This is Marcus here at FitFlex Training, and I've got an exciting announcement for you. We have officially partnered with the Elon and will now be offering our fitness services and fitness coaching at the Elon Hotel Fitness Center. What this means for you is you will now have access to the fitness center 24/7. Also have access to the outdoor resort pool, the outdoor tennis courts, pickleball courts, and basketball courts, the indoor lap pool, jacuzzi. Best of all, you have access to the spa where you can utilize their rainfall showers, their steam rooms, and their massage therapists to enhance your recovery. Your fitness program will include scheduled weekly workouts, nutritional guidance, meal planning, and also a 360 comprehensive body scan. What is the EVO 360? It is a comprehensive body composition analysis test. What this will measure is specifically your body composition, lean body mass, body fat, and a ton of other metrics that we can use to track your progress. If you're ready to start your fitness program, shoot me an email, send me a DM, come check out the new facility and see how we can take you to the next level.
Boom. So there you go, man. Nice, bro. Nice video there as well. This is his Instagram there. So if you want to go follow him there, I suggest you do. And also, we're gonna look up his business page so you can see that as well. So what do you got here, Marcus? What is something we can kind of show our people here?
Yeah, so let's take a look at what personal training kind of looks like. Personalized fitness, I should say.
Okay.
Majority of my clientele work in a one-on-one or a small group, even duet setting. So here I got a few clients, Roger and Donna, husband and wife, right? Those who train together remain together. I've got them going through some workouts, and they have improved so much in the past 2.5, 3 years. Roger's setting records on bench, deadlift, and squat.
Really?
Donna has seen so much improvement, functionality and just kind of weight loss. Also gaining strength, as we speak.
That's awesome.
Yeah, these past few weeks, she's actually loaded the bar up more than she's ever have. And so, it's good to kind of get involved in the mix, with your spouse, right? Or with a buddy.
Yeah.
And then also, too, just kind of a personalized fitness right here. Shannon She is also my marketing and media, so she does all this page here.
Really awesome.
And she's always looking for new challenges, so we decided to hit some back and hamstrings in the same movement here that we also saw on an Instagram kind of trend. Or he said, "Oh, I want to try that." I said, "Well, let me try it first," and then, you know. So
and then we'll give you a try.
And then she just executed it way better than I did.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's go here. Let's see one more here.
Yeah, and then we got my wife. There's Veronica.
Awesome.
Helping me promote as well. And she has been kicking butt since Milan's gone back to school.
Really?
She's been consistent with the gym, and she's just in a great place.
That's good.
Mentally,
man.
physically, and kind of spiritually, emotionally, you know, the whole thing. And, you know, that's what's really cool about fitness. It affects everything. It affects your mood. It affects, you know, the way you think. It affects your drive. It affects your sleep. You know, all for the better, all for the positive. And that's, you know, I had a couple of times where I ventured away from fitness. You know, I had an interview with life insurance and another industry. And, you know, I got to first interview, second interview, and then I just kind of took a step back and I said, you know, I would excel if I focus on my fitness. And if I commit to this industry, I'm going to have to pull back a little bit on my schedule, which is going to interfere, you know, a little bit with my fitness. And I just always brought back, and it's just, you know, I just truly enjoy it. So
that's awesome, man. And it seems like you definitely enjoy. And being an entrepreneur, bro, it's a tough thing to do out in this world today, right? So to have the blessings from your wife, man, to be able to start this entrepreneurship as well, right? And start this business, to be a businessman. Where did this even start? Like, when you first started training, were you in a gym and then just started this out, or did you just start out with FitFlex?
Yeah, so let me give you a little backstory.
Okay.
You know, so I went to McMurray University. I graduated with my certification in hand. So I came back home to Braunfels, and I applied to every single Gold's Gym in San Antonio, right? There was 9 at the time. Within 2 weeks, got a call, started up at the end of 2011. And I was with the company for 8, almost 9 years.
Okay.
Primarily in the fitness, right? So I was a personal trainer or a fitness manager or a district fitness manager. So I kind of always oversaw the personal training department.
Gotcha.
COVID hit, right? They furloughed for about 2 months, don't have a job.
Dang. So what did they, during that COVID time, did they just, they cut ties with everybody? Or?
So during COVID, when it was very early on,
okay, when
we didn't know much, we closed the gyms. Managers were still required to go to work, so we would work, we would, you know, tidy up things, you know, just do whatever we could.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where it's like, okay, we don't know what the heck is going on. We don't know. So they said, we're going to furlough everybody.
Wow.
And what's crazy is the day that it happened, our daughter was born the day before.
Oh, Miss Mila.
So,
yeah.
You know, we go to the hospital, you're being induced early. Because at that time, we were hearing that some labor and delivery rooms were not allowing the husbands, the fathers,
to be in there.
Because it was too many people.
Yeah.
Right? And it was just, so my wife, Veronica, bless her heart, her blood pressure, right, was through the roof.
Were you learning this when y'all got there at that situation, or did they tell y'all before?
No, it was a few days before we went to her appointment that we were hearing fathers weren't allowed in some hospitals to be in the room, right? And anyway, we had our beautiful daughter. While we were in the hospital, I get a call, hey, you're on furlough, you don't have a job.
Oh,
for how long? I have no idea. So we rode out COVID at home with the baby. And, you know, a lot of ideas kind of brewed at that time, but no action or no plan to have action. Was called back to be a GM at a club, right? And that was going to be my first GM position, even though I had district manager experience and you know, multi-unit leadership experience.
So now you're taking it down.
Yes and no. At the club I was at, you know, it was relatively a sidestep.
Okay.
And so I was lucky to even be called, right?
Yeah.
And not knowing what the future holds at that time, right? Just imagine 2020, where we didn't know anything, man.
We didn't know what the heck was going on in the world.
You know, I go back, and it was great, but it wasn't. I was like, I think this is my time. And I remember I called my wife, and I said, hey, I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to, you know, call it here and start up my own thing without a hesitation, without a breath. Well, why not?
Boom. Okay.
So,
Now she's
and
behind
that kind of caught me by surprise because she's not working. She just had our daughter, right? I was the breadwinner. I was the one making the financial income, and for her to believe in me that much when I didn't even believe in myself, right? She breathed life into my idea or into my into what I wanted to do. So it was great having her, and that's how we started FitFlex Training. She was a crucial part in that, and the name actually you stumbled on it when you first said it, and that was kind of the purpose of the naming.
Really?
Was FitFlex Training. It's almost a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister.
So
especially for my jabroni ass too.
And it's even a tongue twister when I'm referring, like, let's say I'm writing an email to my clients, I'll refer to them as FitFlex Family, right? I even stumbled on it, right? So a couple things that I wanted to achieve was I wanted to be a brand that's not solely on myself, right? I'm not, because I love working with other trainers, and my mission is to help as many people as I can. And myself as an individual, I can only help so many, as big as this table, right? But if I can bring on 5, 10 other, or help 5 or 10 other trainers bring on another table this size, I just increased, the outreach of the people that I can touch.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And so I didn't want a brand just on Marcus Fitness, or I wanted to have a kind of a universal brand, and also something that you will remember. Like, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
The purpose of it is fit as in fitness, right? Flex as in kind of flexing a muscle, but also flexibility. I understood, and I still understand that in order to achieve your results, there's got to be some flexibility. There's got to be some take and give. We can definitely reach with 100%, accountability, but the chances of that sticking, right, are less. And so that's what kind of sparked that. And that was late 2020, and I've been since I guess it was October 2020. So it's coming up on 5 years.
Let's say it's your 5-year anniversary, man. Yeah. That's awesome, bro. Well, congrats on that.
Yeah.
It's a great story too, man. Because a lot of people, I think COVID opened up the door to a lot of entrepreneurs. Like, hey, man, this business can just let go you like that, and you're gone, bro. Now you're searching for another job. Yeah. And hopefully we never go through another pandemic. But that's even sparked me. I'm sitting there working for a company, and we're working from home, and I'm literally getting out of bed and walking 3 feet over to my computer, like in my room. And it's just like, that messed with my brain, bro. So like, it got me to a point where like, man, what are we going to do? And that's how we started podcasting, was because of COVID, So.
And we did see a boost in social media and other media outlets like podcasting with that, because that's we were forced to, right? But also too, you mentioned a fresh slate. Everybody kind of had a fresh slate. I felt like I wouldn't be losing anything because it wasn't starting. It was a fresh start. When I went back to Gold's Gym. So
my buddy even mentioned the other day, he's like, dude, it's crazy because you start a business and you're thinking, right, like, what's this shit gonna look like in 5 years? We all are now sitting in that. When we were thinking about that during COVID, like, dude, we're 5 years out now. Like, there's no excuses now of you. If you took a jump at that time and you're successful now, like, come on. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, we all want more money and we want to be more successful. But if you feel in your life that you were successful right now because you're doing the things that you love, dude, go back to COVID. Remember that time and be appreciated where you're at today, right?
Absolutely.
So, but that's awesome, man. And so going back to Veronica with like that phone call, right? Obviously, she's the love of your life. There's a reason why you're together. But what traits would you say that you've created with her? And hopefully I'm using that the right way, but just like how y'all created y'all's bond for her just to get your back like that. Like, you're right, that's a huge jump. You just had a kid. It's very expensive to have a kid. And then during COVID at that time, like you said, you're the breadwinner. But like, is that kind of the woman that Veronica's always been to kind of just push into an idea like that too?
Yeah, as far as I've known her, yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, and I guess it's a little bit of both of us, Trust, right? We early on when we were dating, she's a dancer. Okay. She went to high school. She went to NISA. She's a performing arts. Also, she went to AMDA in New York City to study dance for a few years in college.
Oh, okay.
And dance is that's her lifestyle. And so we even had some, kind of spitballing a fitness dance studio, right, called MV Fitness.
Okay.
MV, Marcus Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, I think we just both understood each other, right? We trusted each other, and we just believed in each other because we don't see any limitations to each other.
Yeah.
Yourself, I doubt myself all the time, right? And I'm sure she does as well, but I know what she's capable of, and she knows what I'm capable of as well. So it's really synergistic when you have somebody like that on your side.
That was my next question is, man, like, it's a blessing to have somebody like that gets your back, man. It's willing to take those sacrifices with you too. Yeah. And she's doing her own thing in her own world too, right?
Oh, man, she's doing great. I can't be more proud of her. She's got a business called Mom Around SA, and it's a community for San Antonio moms in the area as well, and which was originally created by her mom when she was in school, and so she kind of picked it back up and inherited and kind of made a twist on her own, and so she's doing great. She's
that's awesome.
Yeah, and this year seems to be just blowing up.
And what was that award again? I butchered it at the very beginning.
Oh, it was Mompreneur of the Year.
Okay, so how did she receive that award as well? She,
I guess, from exposures. So I forget who it was. I want to say maybe Female Executives of Texas.
Okay.
They saw her page and they saw what she was doing, and she was a nominee, and so we could vote, and she won it.
That's awesome, man. And I've the reason why we're not going to go too deep in this because I eventually want her on the show, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But let's definitely share her where her content is being posted and all that stuff. So how could we follow Veronica's
on Instagram? Okay. Her Instagram account is A Mom Around SA. Facebook is Moms Around SA.
Okay.
I think she's on TikTok too, and I think it's a Mom Around SA. But her main account is Instagram.
Awesome. Yeah. And on your page, I'm going to look this up real quick while we're kind of going through here. Your page shows whenever y'all's recent shoot, correct? Of what y'all just did together. Let me look that back up real quick. Where you and the kiddos were out and about. Y'all went and did some shoot and some videos. Man, I think you have it on yours. Is it on yours page?
I'm not sure. It might be on hers.
Is it on hers?
Oh, are you talking about the
water park? Yeah.
Right there. Bottom right. There
Boom,
it is.
This one right here.
Yeah, she comes up with some good ideas. I do too. I like to say I do. They're gonna sleep so good tonight.
Man. Yeah, always just creating content. Little Dom there. That's cool, man.
They're gonna sleep so good tonight. They're gonna sleep so good tonight. Oh, they're gonna sleep so good tonight.
We're just having some fun, man.
Oh, they're gonna sleep so good tonight.
There you go. You did your job. And so, I mean, a lot of people, and I think it's more that, I wouldn't say that they're old. They're just not used to it, right? Or they're just a little bit older. They're like, hey, don't bring their kiddos into, the social media world. But it's really hard to keep them away from that nowadays as well, right? What kind of gave y'all the encouragement to kind of just include them with what y'all were doing? Is that, obviously, Veronica's made content out for being a mom, and she needed to show that. But do y'all get any kickback from that, or is it there was really no hesitation on that?
Not that I am aware of, and that was probably the biggest reason that you pointed out was, she's a mom, and so this is what she's doing, and the kids are, they're hilarious.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know who they get that from. But no, but she includes them, and they that's what they know. And so cool. Mila now, she'll take her little iPad and she'll start making videos and doing DIYs. And,
that's so cool.
Yeah. So she's picking it up. So and also too, since COVID, right? This influencer and content creator, as far as marketing is concerned. That's where it's shifting.
Yeah, it is.
There's more credibility to these influencers. There's more trust, right? And so she's actually starting now to, do really well as far as the financials. But she's, busted her butt. And I think the kids they also help because they show the raw, true experience. You know,
Correct.
Instagram, social media, you know, for the most part, you see the great of everybody, right? And she's really good.
Vacations and
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Just-
getting all the ups of life, right?
Yeah, but she'll post on her stories and on some posts as well, and she'll just chat. She's like, "Hey, this is what's on my mind," or "Let me know if you're feeling this way as well." And the engagement she has is just incredible. And if you're a mom, you know, with in the San Antonio area, and you know, looking for a little community, go follow her page.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, definitely do that. And the thing is, and the reason why I go there is because this is I feel, you know, the way Veronica and other people that are doing that in her world of influencing, like that's the way it should be. You know, there's parents out there that are parents, if they wanted to, they weren't going to learn that from anybody unless they went and bought a book from the library or from Hastings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, remember Hastings?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like they had to go buy a book about being a mom or being, you know, this type of parent or just hearing what other people are going through, you know, trials and tribulations. But
Yeah.
this aspect of it, I'm glad that she's showing that side of it because vulnerability is something that a lot of people don't want to show on social media.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those people. I mean, I've cried on social multiple times. I've talked about my ups and downs because, like you said earlier, I'm willing to open up my arms and show other people, hey, I want to help you. How can I help you, right? And I want to kind of go into this too, Marcus. Like your parents, man. Every time I see them, open arms, give me a hug. Your mom calls me your son. I call her mom. You know, your father's great, man. And I see him at your brother's business all the time, man. Shout out to your brother. Ben Sanchez, he's got Go Green Botanicals, man. And I make my pit stop there every other week, so I love it. But again, all that love, man, has come from your family, bro, and I love seeing it. And now it's gone on to you and your kids. I was blessed to go out to Dom's birthday party.
Yeah,
And they even see
yeah.
Nikolai.
My guys,
Right.
He said, "My guys, where are my guys at?"
There you go, man. Nikolai dressed up as the bad guy.
Oh,
and,
Toro Loco.
Yeah, Toro Loco, right?
Yeah, he got torn down. Spider-Man said, "Not today."
Yeah, Dom the Spider-Man said, nope, we going to take it down, man.
Yeah,
it was
good
awesome. So I love that, man. And
Yeah.
but want to go to with Veronica, like, how does she influence you, bro? Like, you know, how does she keep you rolling? Like, how has she influenced who you are as well as a
Yeah.
father, man? You know?
Absolutely. Well, one thing is, you know, just how to love. You know, as you mentioned, you know, my family, my parents, you know, I owe them everything, right? But she has also just opened up. You know, I don't have to be afraid to embrace or to say I love you. You know, growing up, we didn't really say that a whole lot.
We didn't, bro.
No, we didn't. And, you know, and I tell my kids every day. And now we have Dominic. He'll just random situation. Hey, Daddy, what's up, Sid? What's up, son? I love you. And, you know, it's awesome.
Heck yeah.
But Veronica has, you know, kind of nurtured the environment to do so, right? She creates a safe place. She creates an environment to thrive and to just be yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it awesome. And, you know, we try to, you know, stay as, you know, stress-free as possible because, you know, I understand the how stress can affect just every aspect, and some stress is needed. But so having that environment, I mean, she really brings a lot to that aspect, and, you know, she does well.
What out of all of this challenges y'all's relationship, bro? Like, and what I mean by all this is in being an entrepreneur, you know, owning his own business, being an influencer, having 2 kids, like everything. Like, what kind of things challenges y'all's relationship? Would you say?
I would say time.
Okay.
Take time. Now, you know, with me being an entrepreneur, her being an entrepreneur, she's got her thing, I've got my thing. I'm taking care of my peeps. She's got her accounts that she's working with. And then we've got the kids.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, well, what's left over? So we haven't had a date in, you know, over a month.
Oh, really?
Right. So we're due for one, and we even know we're like, we need to make some time.
Yeah.
But we got our birthdays coming up. So anyway, I would say time is probably the biggest obstacle for us, you know, just to reconnect and, you know, have some time to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, let's obviously a lot of other moms, dads, husbands, whatever, they're going to listen, right? You know, what would you say in y'all's aspect of entrepreneurs? Like, how does, how do y'all make it happen? Like, what would you say? How would you make it happen at the end of the day, too? Right? Right? You just like, and
Man, we somehow find a way to get it done.
Okay.
And that I've never stressed about. I don't know why.
That's awesome, bro.
I just say,
awesome.
you know what? It's going to work out. Now, ask me 5-10 years ago or have me look to the future self today and be like, this is what you're doing in 10 years. I'd be like, oh shit, how am I doing that?
How am I going to do that?
Yeah, exactly. So, some of the struggles of it is, it's just making sure that we communicate, right? So if she's got something going on and I've got something going on that conflicts or I can't get off at a certain time, we make sure, okay, well, can we switch things around? And being an entrepreneur, I have some flexibility. So she has some flexibility as well. But I'm at the beck and call of my clients, right? I got to take care of them. But, I think communication plays a key role in, almost everything. But in this situation, I mean, we just understand where we're going to be and what we're doing and, how are we going to make it happen. And just make it happen.
That's awesome, man.
Just do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of couples out there that are entrepreneurs, and if they don't work together, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that relationships that do work together, and they make that happen.
Yeah.
But when you have two separate worlds of two entrepreneurs and two separate businesses, man, it's very rare for you to see that they're fully successful and they're stress free and they're trying to get through life and all that good stuff in an easy way, right?
Yeah, and honestly, just you saying that, me thinking if it was flipped and we were both entrepreneurs in the same industry or with the same business, I don't know how we would work.
See, that's what I'm saying, right?
So the fact that we're, both entrepreneurs but different businesses, it works for us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I jokingly said this the other day. Like, there's some friends that I can't be around for longer than 3-4 hours. Like, I'm like, all right, 3-4 hours, I'm good. So, and that's probably why I'm single, Marcus. But no, man, it takes a lot of willpower and it takes a lot of everything.
A lot of energy.
And energy, it takes a lot of energy to be able to make all that happen, man. So kudos to you and Veronica.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
And that's awesome what you are doing, man. And it's been great to see your little ones grow, man. Thank you for having me around for some of the things that I've been able to be a part of.
Oh, absolutely.
So I love it, man. But I want to go back into fitness again.
Let's
do
it.
Back into fitness. So when this whole, what would you say, collab with Elan Hotel? Hotel?
Partnership.
How did this become, bro? Because when I first worked with you too, you brought me to this, gym, which was a great gym. I don't even remember where we're at, but it definitely isn't where you're at now. So how did this all come about with this collaboration?
So I guess when I started independent training and started my own business, I was kind of just working where I could.
Okay.
I have a buddy that's got a great facility that was behind North Star Mall where you went.
Okay.
He just recently moved in the airport area off in Tacoma. And I was renting out a little bit of space from him, using my apartment gym that I had, but I was building up my clientele because when I left, I was general manager of a club and I wasn't training anybody, so I had handed off all my clients, and so building my clientele back or offering them to come back or building marketing for new clientele, it was a progressive climb. So I started doing apartments and kind of renting out space here and there. We were moving north of San Antonio, and I searched in the gym, searched in the area for a gym that would host personal training or private lessons, and I found a gym off of I-10 that was very close and convenient, and convenient to my clients as well that lived in that area, right? And so convenience is one of the things that really helps a personal trainer, right? You're not going to, rarely will you have somebody drive 45 minutes an hour. 3 times a week. So I started part-time renting space out of there, still using my apartment gym until I built up clientele to a full-time status at that training facility.
Nice.
Was there for, maybe 3-4 years. Until recently earlier this year, spring. The Elan Hotel, back in like 2014, 2015, HEB had a great weight loss contest called the HEB Slim Down Showdown. And what they did is they had, partners and customers sign up, and then it was eventually just customers that have a chance, almost like The Biggest Loser. right? So you'd sign up with a chance to enter into this weight loss challenge. And then once you were entered and you were a contestant, they hosted you at the Elan Hotel for a week. And they brought in doctors, they brought in registered dietitians.
Damn, they went down with this.
It was awesome, man. I mean, that program was incredible. And then they hired Gold's Gym to handle their fitness. And so they asked me to facilitate their programs, their orientations, their intro to the gym, a couple of boot camps here and there. And we used the fitness center at the Elan Hotel.
Okay.
Fast forward a few years, we actually got married at the Elan Hotel as well.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
This makes sense now.
Yes,
okay.
the party.
Beautiful place, by the way. Beautiful place.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun there. So the Elan Hotel, I mean, I've got some history there, and it's a sentimental place for us as well.
Okay.
And it's relatively close to where we live. So I had spoken to the spa director, one or two spa directors in the past, and just kind of pitching this idea of personal training with their clientele there and their members, and until recently, earlier this year, I reached out again. It was a new spa director, and she said, "Hey, make me a proposal," right?
Okay.
So I drew up a proposal that was hard to refuse.
There you go.
And we worked out a partnership to where I can operate my business out of their facility, right, and have whoever I train must be members of their, and that's part of the agreement, right? Excuse me. And so my clients will become members of their facility, and then on top of that, I offered a percentage of my sales. So
Nice.
it's a unique partnership. They succeed if I succeed, and they're signing up more members. There's an opportunity for us to train them as well and offer them fitness programs. So it's been really a fast few months. I think I started back in April, so 3 or 4 months now. But it's been great. Clients love it. I love it. It's just all the amenities.
I was about to say, what are the amenities?
Yeah,
there?
so let's talk about it. I mean, the best way I can describe it is if you ever been to Lifetime, it's a mini Lifetime.
Okay.
So you've got a personal, I should say exclusive gym, fitness center that's open 24 hours. So Lifetime is not open 24 hours.
Okay.
So you've got all the cardio equipment, all the functional equipment. There's a little studio in there as well. You can, host some classes, and I'm trying to, start offering weekly classes there. Okay. Then you've got a weight room with some bench presses, dumbbells. I mean, you got all the works. Okay. You also have access to a lap pool that's downstairs and a hot tub. You have access to the outdoor resort pool. That's you've got snacks and drinks, and I mean it's a resort style pool. They also have a basketball court, a couple pickleball courts, and tennis court. And then on top of that, you get access to their spa. So if you were to get a spa service like a massage, right, you have access to their lounge, the relaxation lounges, the co-ed lounges, all the restroom amenities, right? So if, hairspray, whatever you need. And then they've got rainfall showers and a steam room. So you have access to all of that. So it's a pretty inclusive and exclusive membership. And, it's at a relatively, fair cost.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that sounds like an awesome spot, man, as well. And you can see in the video, it's very, very attractive to get out there and just try it out, man, as well, see what they got going out there. But that's also a great partnership for you, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're not, and I say this jokingly, okay? Everybody don't get upset out there. But you're not in a gym that, there's a lot of big old sweaty guys walking around with big old gallons sometimes, again, I grew up watching pro wrestling, so it doesn't bother me, but to your regular Joe that may just start, working out, or, that you don't want to be around that sometimes, right? You get a little worried about those guys sometimes, just how they work and the way they look, and then hearing them yell. Anyway, my point, I don't want to make it a big deal, but to be able to come to a spot like this, well, it seems, really like
it's a little more attractive for the general population, because if you go to a gym, like as you described, they can feel intimidated pretty quick.
Very intimidated.
Pretty quick, And so having this spacious and exclusive, not a whole lot of people are there. Yeah. And then also getting the guidance on top of that, they're not looking at others like, oh man, look at her waist, or, or then hearing the other guy splash his jug around. So it's a great environment to start, right? And to really kind of just do your thing. Yeah. But on the same token, I started off at a Gold's Gym, right? And started off with Gold's Gym, and so there was a lot of meatheads, and and it's really just it's really just a great opportunity for myself to be there and a step in the right direction of where I'm wanting to go. So
Yeah. It seems like a great spot, man, to work out. I mean, to me, I've also learned, Marcus, that mentally this helps me out working out.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
So to go get a workout, go hit the spa, maybe go shoot some hoops, maybe play some pickleball.
Yep.
Go hit the pool up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then like you said, get all the great information from yourself to be able to do all that, man. That's like you said, very intriguing. Make sure to get out there and to learn more. And again, like where I'm at as a person.
Yeah.
So I feel you out there if you're just barely starting to work out. Like I don't want to be like I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like Planet Fitness too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's what we got here, and it's what is at least starting me up. You know, and I have thought about, should I get into that trainer aspect, right? Because there's a lot of things in my brain, bro. I still want to play ball until I'm 45, and trust me, we're far away from that. Right? Yeah.
Let's see.
But I want to play ball for a good couple more years. But also, the things still on the table about wrestling and stuff, and I get chatted about it as well. But overall, I'm seeing what's happening in my body. So, guys, get out there and try new things. I've gone to Marcus for an evaluation, and I still do those stretches and workouts today that he showed me, and it's helped out my hips because I had really tight hips, and for some odd reason, I just can't. I've been doing it as much as I can, and that's a personal thing that Marcus found for me, that my hips they're not flexible enough. You know what I mean? So those are things that have stuck with me from learning from Marcus, but also the eating plan. Is what you got. So let's talk about diet.
Absolutely.
What are some things that you kind of preach to your people about diet and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, nutrition is a big component of your results and your success, right? It's a critical aspect. So when I start with somebody, we go over nutrition, right?
Okay.
And I just simply ask, what do you know? What does your current diet look like? And for the most part, we just don't know how to eat. And so my big thing is to make sure that you're informed, but understand the why behind it as well. And not give you something crazy where it's, you're just going to be like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm just going to shut down.
Yeah.
So nutrition is going to help in every aspect. Your body cannot get something unless you give it to it, right? For the most part. So what you put in is what you're going to get out as far as we're talking results, right? Food in, food out. Also, the amount of food in versus the amount of calories out also it remains true to, see weight loss progress, right? It's a law of thermodynamics. It's a law. So all these, diets that are around, keto diets, low-carb diets, vegan diets, their common theme is they put you at a caloric deficit. So they put you below your calories of what you're expending, right? So finding out what works for you and what is sustainable, going back to kind of, what I guess the biggest issue or the biggest struggle that we have in a general population is not actually getting results. It's sustaining those results.
Yeah.
Right? Because we've all done it before. We've all hit our goals. We've all hit our marks. And it wasn't all enjoyable all the time, right? And so, but where are we at now? Like it's sustaining. And so what I try to find, and as far as nutrition is concerned, is what works for you. It may work. For some people, fasting works better for them.
Yep.
Hey, I'm just not a morning person. When I wake up, I'm on the go. Right? So I can't eat until maybe 11 o'clock. Cool, great. Well, here's your macro breakdown. Here's how many calories you need to hit your goal per day. So we're going to start at 11 o'clock, and you're going to finish at 8 or 7. That gives you 8-hour window for your fasting, and the other 16, right, you're fasting. Perfect. That works. Great. Okay, good. Well, I tend to eat, pretty frequent in grades. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add more meals to your day, but smaller. Right, and so you're going to have meal one. I like to refer to your meals as numbers instead of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It makes the meals more flexible of what you can have, right? So meal one, here's what you're going to have. Here's a snack, meal two, right? Here's meal three. Here's another snack, meal four, and then your last dinner or meal five. And so smaller meals, right? More frequent, but still the same caloric deficit. right? So it's really, on the nutrition aspect is whatever you can adhere to the best, whatever you can adhere to the most, is what's going to work for you. And finding what that is we gotta sit down.
Would you say fasting has kind of been a thing that's been hidden from people? Because I feel like maybe the past 5 to 10 years, I'm barely starting to hear about fasting.
Okay.
Was this something that had always been around? It looks like a lot of celebrities did it back in the day.
Yeah,
but
it's something that, even some religions have fasting in their religion.
Really?
Yeah. And so they'll go on a hiatus and they won't eat for a while, and then, they decide to eat. And it's, their concept is a cleansing.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look at fasting and someone who's fasting and someone who's not fasting, they still, burn the same amount, right? They're just eating less on the front end, but their body will, adapt on the back end.
Yeah.
Same thing they're just more, those who don't fast, who just eat regularly, they're more stable, right? And so if you look at a chart graph, it's going to be the exact same on the end of the spectrum there. So fasting it's a tool. Mm-hmm. Right. So those two tools I just gave you, one fasting or one more frequent meals, it's just a tool for if you can sustain it, if that's provides sustainability for you. And so just deciding what tools in the toolbox to use, that's what's going to help you the best.
So you would say that fasting, either way of eating, like you said, you could get the same results, or it depends on the person too. Would you say as well?
As long as if the goal is to lose weight, which primarily that's what a lot of us are seeking, right? The goal is to lose weight. It doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're in a caloric deficit.
Okay.
Now, I go back and say there's, if that's all you're doing, yes, you need to be in caloric deficit. There's a few other tweaks that we could, do, but in general, if you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to lose weight.
I kind of hate hearing people say this too, and you'll be kind of. You'll kind of be in that social media world, and they're fasting, you can eat whatever you want in these hours.
Yeah.
Is that type true as well? Because, or again, it depends on the person.
Well, no, you can't eat whatever you want.
Exactly right.
Let's say you've got a 2,000 calorie goal. So every day I've got to eat 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
I'm burning 2,400, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a 400 deficit. If you eat 2,400 in 8 hours, well, I ate it within my 8 hours, well, you still ate 2,400, right? So it's, again, it's a tool.
You got to play it, yeah. And so when I was going through my diverticulitis and stuff, my doctor's like, hey, you need a couple days off of eating.
Sure.
I'm like, what? Like, in my head, I'm like, well, wait a second. Like, no, we're not just not going to stop eating.
I need to eat, right?
But that's in my brain, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to eat. Like, that's just been in my brain for as long as I've been alive at that moment in time, right? And he's like, no, you need a couple days off. And I'm like, doc, like, and again, I'm just like freaked out, like in a way, like, how am I just going to take days off and not eating? People do that.
Yep.
And that blew my mind because, again, I'm living in this world of, make sure you at least eat once or twice, maybe 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about nutrition. I'm just, again, going through my everyday.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. And so, like, there's days where my diverticulitis will flare up just a little bit, and I'll take a day off or two. Or I'll have one meal.
You'll eat less frequent, yeah.
Correct. And then to where my bowels are kind of relaxed. But what I've also learned is, like, dude, your stomach looks flatter.
Yeah.
You're not craving that whatever, because I'm not much of a sweets person as well, right?
Yeah.
But I love, again, food. Like, you give me wings, you give me anything with beef, you give me steaks, like, it's on like Donkey Kong, What is, what's a snack? And I'm just kind of more feeding towards you.
Sure.
Because what is a snack that you can't go without of when you're kind of dieting as well? Like, you got to like, hey, I'm going to fit this one snack in, but then I'm also going to be disciplined as well,
I'm not a big snacker.
Okay.
I'll have a protein bar or a granola bar or protein shake or grapefruits or some fruit. But I mean, for the most part, I try to have at least for my meals, I try to get a quantity of protein. So I'm trying to get at least 30 grams of protein every time I eat.
Nice.
So if I'm having a snack and I get a candy bar, I'm going to make sure that I get some protein or some beef jerky to try to meet that protein goal.
Okay. So you're just trying to reach your protein goals every day?
Yeah.
And I like that, man. I love that you take care of your body as well. We were joking about this yesterday on a podcast I was producing, and they were talking about doctors, and they're like, man, you know what I really hate is going to a doctor that's overweight, and then they're trying to tell me what to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's good, for you to look out for yourself as well, because I'm sure your clients are looking at that aspect too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
and we're all human.
Absolutely.
We all have the same cravings, same temptations, and going back to food, we have to eat, right? I mean, we can go a few days without eating. However, it's not like any other drug or addiction, right? You can stop alcohol, you can stop drugs, you can stop gambling, right? And just go cold turkey or just not be around it. But you've got to eat, eventually,
Yeah.
right? So in your case, it was letting your digestive system relax and give it a break, right? Because it was pretty inflamed. So that was his recommendation. But again, if it's helping you, then stick to it.
Yeah. And the reason why I kind of went that route too is because the fasting thing is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a person that don't like to eat a lot. But don't get me wrong, that one meal, that two meal, I'm throwing down. And that's what was my problem, you know what I mean? And also my food choices. I love Whataburger, man. And guess what's open when the gyms close, when I get out of the gym at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and these kids go home, and I'm like, dang, I didn't, what am I going to grab? Oh, let me grab Whataburger. It's open all the time. And that was the bad part of me,
Yeah.
And right now, shout out to a friend of ours, Jessie Ayler. She got me on a meal plan that she's working with. And that's where I've been kind of changing my food, you know? And so that's where I want to lead into the next part, Marcus. You said you like working with a lot of trainers.
Yeah.
Right. I'm big on community over competition. So what is it? What do you mean by that? When you talk about I love learning from other trainers, what other things are you learning as a trainer or as an entrepreneur with other businesses? Or
man.
Trainers?
So I like picking brains. I liked, when early on when I started, I would listen to my managers or my mentors and just learn their sales cadence or how they're speaking to an individual or a potential client, and I really like that. I really like that. I don't like that, and kind of make it into my own. And then working with other fitness trainers is what is their take? What is their philosophy? Everybody has. I mean, for the most part, clients, they want to go from point A to point B. We have multiple routes to get there, but which is going to be the most effective route for the person in front of you? And so listening to how they would program, their client to get from point A to point B is intriguing because it's we have a formula, for the most part, but it's really trial and error. Is the client going to adhere to this? Are they going to do their homework, right? Are they going to make sure that they're eating what they're eating on the back end when they're not seeing us? And so, and then for myself, working with other individuals who are newly trainers or looking to grow as well, just give them everything that I've experienced or what has worked for me in these certain situations, or how to build their business, right? It's a numbers game. So how do I take from not having any, right, into growing into full scale, right? And so that just that's where I see a lot of enjoyment and reward.
Yeah, learn from others.
Yeah.
Would you say also like the world, like me and my buddy Johnny were talking about this, we feel like the culture of working out now it's gotten bigger. Like I remember growing up, on television you would see, because I watched a lot of TV, watching wrestling and stuff, but you would see McDonald's and all that stuff, which you still do, but you don't see as much, from Fitbits to, the calorie counting businesses, like, or apps. Like, there's so much more health. There's so many different health obstacles you can go, right? Would you say it's more stronger now than ever?
That's a good question. I was recently thinking about that. I'm like, God, man, I'm seeing this everywhere. Whether it's fitness or fitness related or movements, but then you look at the stats and we're not any healthier than we were 10, 15 years ago, even 20 before social media, right? So I think we're just seeing it more because the only media we had was newspaper, magazine, or television.
Correct.
Now we've got it accessible 24/7 whenever we want. And the more you look at something, the more you're going to get recommended. So It's a good question. Ultimately, I think we still have a long way to go, but I think we've come a long way. And since COVID, I've seen personally a shift in kind of everybody being a little more conscious about their health.
There you go.
Which is good. Which that was a great thing that came from it. Because seasonality, right? We would have in the gyms or as a trainer in the fitness industry, a big boom come January 1.
Yeah.
Everybody has their New Year's resolutions, right? And then you kind of start to fall off after a few months, and then some would pick back up in the summer.
Yeah.
And then here come the holidays, and then here we go again.
Yeah.
In these past few years, I've seen kind of a steady baseline or a steady line of people are inquiring, or I don't see a big of an influx at the beginning of the year, which is great, which is good. So looking back, I think it is more popular, but at the same time, I think we still have a long way to go.
Yeah. Well, and this question might stump you a little bit. Just depends, but like, obviously, you work out for what? To be in better shape, right? Yeah. But from all of the clients that you maybe work with, other than that,
sure,
what has working out done for your clients?
Everything. I mean, their mood changes, their overall happiness, that they feel, their mobility, their just functionality. It changes them in more ways than just aesthetically. It's really awesome to work with clientele that, are maybe now just picking up their fitness in their later years, because they are just rejuvenated, right? They see it as very important too, because they're coming close, they're getting older, right? And they say, man, how can I prolong this life? And I'm feeling so great right now. What more can I do? And just seeing that, man, it's awesome. And don't get me wrong, I still love training athletes and young individuals. That's where my bread and butter was. I wanted to be a strength conditioning coach. That's my forte. But working with individuals that are retired or haven't really, had fitness a part of their life, I take that as a challenge and well, look what this can do for you, right?
Yeah, man, to see somebody. Now, I was never at the aspect of like the level that you were on, I should say, but I worked for Planet Fitness and I was a trainer, but all I did was teach them how to use the machines the correct way, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
But, in that level of what that was, I get what you mean. I would see these elderlies from Silver Sneakers, you know what I mean? They come in and
they're so cute.
Yeah, and you're like helping them, and you would see from a slump of walking in,
sure, yeah,
to with their chest out. You know what I mean?
Walking with pride,
walking with pride, man. And I think that's what people that are just living in a slump, not like that, but like mentally living in a slump, or just feel like they're stuck. Like working out could just change so many things for you, right? In a mental aspect. So, and also the community part of it too, right?
Yeah. The best place to socialize is in a gym.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you work out and you feel great and you start chatting up before you even know it, you're in a full-blown conversation with a stranger that's right next to you, right? And so I love working in a gym because I get to meet so many people and they want to meet me as well, right? Everybody's just so, a community, right?
Yeah, big community in this world of working out, man. So if there was one thing you want people to know about you, Marcus, that they don't know about you already, what would that be?
Oh, man. That's a good question that they don't know. So I always, like when we do icebreakers or we're in meetings and we're, say something interesting about you, right? Everybody goes around and I would always say I'm a unicorn. Because New Braunfels Unicorn is the only unicorn mascot, and so they're like, well, "What do you mean you're a unicorn?" I get some looks like, "What are you talking about, you fairy?"
Wait a second, you're married, right?
Yeah. So that was my go-to. So
that's funny.
No, but for those who don't know me, I can tend to be a little reserved.
Okay.
I don't open up, very quickly. But those who do know me, like yourself, I'm a fool, I'm a character.
Absolutely,
I guess I'm a king of dad jokes. Let's do that.
Yep.
Let's do that. I think
you and Johnny can have a battle together on that one.
Oh man. Well, I was going to tell you, coming in here, I may fall asleep because I didn't sleep well last night.
Oh, okay.
I stayed up
no.
all night looking for the sun, and then it dawned on me. So
there he is. There it is.
I love to joke around. That's just kind of my dad, my mom, my grandparents, even my opa on my mom's side. He's always had something up his sleeve, and so I was a dad before I even had kids, because with all my clients, hey, check out this new dad joke, and I would filter all my jokes through them, and then whatever worked, I'd tell it to everybody else.
Right.
So.
See what stuck and what worked.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, that's great, bro. I love your personality and all the joking, and we won't talk about our outings, but we have great fun times on our outings, man, as well, man. It's always great stuff. And just to kind of joke around with this too, because me and Johnny have some fun with our guests with it. If anybody could play you in the Marcus Sanchez movie, which actor would that be? Who would play Marcus Sanchez in a movie? Or who would you want playing you?
I grew up watching Que Locos.
Okay.
Right?
Boom.
So, and then you got Latin Kings of Comedy, right? Grew up with that. And then you got Gabriel Iglesias that, is just clean, raw, and George Lopez, right?
Yeah.
And comedian-wise, I don't watch a whole lot, right? But Kevin Hart is always just animated.
Yeah.
Right. I don't feel I'm very animated, but I try to get you in like a sneaky way. Right. So that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, but we can take casts.
There you go.
We can take up some casting calls, and we can audition. Right.
And I say this, and I love it because you remind me of John Cena, bro. Like the way your built was as we were getting older, and your personality and stuff like that. So I would vote John Cena. I'm just saying, and I'm pretty sure John Cena was a trainer at some point at Gold's Gym too, so it worked out.
Well, I mean, he's sitting right behind me.
There you go, right? But you can't see him. I love it. See, look, there was that dad joke. There's the dad joke right there. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Man, dude, appreciate you coming out, man. I know you came a long way from San Antonio, but
it's always great to see you. And
man.
Thanks for having me on. This has been a great
bro.
Conversation, and let's do this again.
Yeah, dude, I love to, man. Yeah. And this is what I love to get you in a room with some other trainers, man. You know what I mean? And break the bread with that, or shoot the shit where me and Johnny come and we just mess around on Fridays talking about different topics, bro. Yeah. So I'd love to have you on, man. And I love hanging out with you and Joe, man. And I'm bringing up Joe because we got to encourage him, man. My buddy Joe, he's starting a Second Chance Golf brand here. All right. And I told you we talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing of it too. So.
You hadn't heard about it
No,
yet.
I haven't heard. No. Not everybody gets a second chance.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You have 18 holes, but
not a second chance, right? I'm that second chance. I'm the hey, can I get a mulligan, please? You know what I mean? And Marcus, we both know we love Joe to death, man. But
absolutely.
What could you tell Joe right now? Because now knowing that he's trying to do this and he's trying to be an entrepreneur, because I want him to be there, right?
Yeah.
What would you say to Joe right now?
Well, I think when we were talking offline here, you hit the head on the nail. He says, you just got to tell people. That hat looks great. I don't know if y'all can see it, but
they can see it.
No, it's perfect, man. Yeah. But one thing that I learned when I'm starting my business is people don't know about you. Mm-hmm. So you've got to just be a walking, talking billboard and talk about it and hype it up and whatever I can do to help them out. And now that I know,
we're gonna get on them.
Let's get that second chance going.
Let's go. See, we're coming after you, Joe. Yeah, you thought the hat. That's all you needed, right? Was just the hat going, and you started, man. What would you say to any trainer out there as well, brother? Like looking to start into this business, just to get in. What would you say to that kid that's just interested in doing what you're doing today?
Do it. Just jump in and do it. You're never going to know everything. When I started as a trainer, I was very, in working on getting my first client or clientele, I was always so anxious about what am I going to do with them, right? Or am I going to be able to provide them with what they need? And you will figure it out. You will figure it out. And if best thing to do is look, ma'am, I don't really understand this topic, but give me 24 hours and I'm going to research it for you. So if somebody is looking to take on the, personal training career, it is absolutely doable. Now, I am going to tell you, it's a high turnover rate. You don't see many individuals and many trainers with 10 plus years experience. I've got 15, but it's so rewarding. I don't consider it a job. I consider it a hobby I get paid for, right? And so being able to help people change their lives and see their successes, it just reminds me of why I got into this. And so if you really love working with others and you're really passionate about fitness, just do it. Just do it. Just look at online certifications, get certified. That way you're authentic and you're true, and then just start doing it. Start offering free sessions. Right.
Boom.
It's a numbers game. You've got to make sure you've got people in front of you, right, to help change their lives. So just start offering free. Start with family members. Start with friends. Says, hey, I got this awesome program that I don't have anybody that I can execute with. Would you like to do it with me for free? Boom. Right? And then in exchange, you ask them for some marketing. Says, do you mind posting your results, or do you mind telling another individual? I'll keep this going for you if you bring me another client, right? And so just keeping your funnel open. And that's the number one thing. First, just do it. Second, get some people in front of you and offer your services for free.
Heck yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, there's a lot of people a lot of these youngsters, man, I try to encourage them. I got a lot of kids right now that are in high school, and I keep telling them, and I tell them this all the time so it sticks in their brain a little bit to understand that, me and their parents are like, hey, man, you got to have a goal and reach towards something, right? And I always tell, a couple kids, what do you want to do when you get out of high school? What do you want to do? We got 2 years, man. We got 3 years, man. It's going to go by quick. What do you want to do? Yeah. And a good percentage of my kids want to be trainers, man. Yeah. And whether that's in the basketball world or just being, what you're doing, training athletes.
Well, I'm sure you'll have my information here.
Absolutely.
I'm always open. If anybody is interested in some sort of mentorship or just to ask me any questions, I love to help.
Yeah. Plug yourself, man. Where can we find you as well?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at fitflex.training. Facebook is currently down. I'm locked out of it. So Instagram would be the best way. Or you can email me, marcus.sanchez@fitflextraining.com.
Boom. Yeah, we shared a lot of that information before the show as well. So if you missed it, you caught it there. And we'll put this all on the YouTube and the Spotify on the description there so you can find Marcus, man. So, man, guys, I can't say enough about Marcus, man. He's a great dude, great family, man. Your husband, as you can tell, he's a hard worker. He's doing everything he can, and you might not take it this way, but for you people that are wanting to learn and get in this workout routine to create discipline and just to be educated a little bit more on health and your nutrition, man. And there's lots of trainers out there in the San Antonio area, but Marcus is going to be one of a kind for what he can offer there at the Elan Hotel. And so go find out the great things that they can offer there. And I mean, if you ask me, who wouldn't want to get a workout and go hit the sauna and go hit the spa? Yeah. And I might even go hoop up over there and go ball you up over there, But great things to do out there and great amenities. And make sure I'll go look up Marcus on everything he's doing and his wife, Veronica, who I hope to have on the show soon. But bro, last thing here, man. Born and raised here in New Braunfels.
Yes, sir.
Right, and we're here in this great city that it's going into, right? Have you been around, and what's shocking you now that this town has gotten as big as it is, bro?
It's definitely the growth.
Yeah.
I forgot what year that I saw the statistic, but it was the fastest growing city in the nation, and it was that for a few years.
Yeah.
But just the growth. I mean, you go back. What are we, 36, 37?
Yep, 36. We're 36. Don't give me next year there, brother.
Do we go back 25 years or so? 25, 26, 27 years, and we're going to San Antonio or San Marcos to look for entertainment.
Yeah,
right? We're going to Walnut 6. We're going to the bowling alley, and that was it. That's all we had.
Mr. Gaddy's.
Mr. Gaddy's, and now you've got. I mean, it's just turning into a San Antonio suburb or Austin, San Marcos suburb, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
And it's a great place.
That's awesome, man. Well, man, again, make sure I look up Marcus, man, and all of our buddies that are watching this, man. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you are striving just like me and Marcus are, and I hope your families are doing well as well, guys, because I know once I do a show like this from our buddies growing up, a lot of people watch, and I love that, man. So go chase your dreams, guys. Again, if you want to watch our shows, if you're getting to this point, Spotify's where you can catch us too. Social Plug Media YouTube channel is where myself and Johnny and Jesse and a lot of our guys that are on our shows, we post our shows there. Have a good time. If you've never seen any of our other shows, obviously you're here on our YouTube channel. Go check them out. We like to have fun. We like to dig deep into our guests and find out what strives them and what drives them to be good people and how they're helping the community out. And so we do great stuff here as well, we want to hope. And shout out to my sponsor, Bustos Texas Barbecue, man. They're doing great stuff out there. If you need some catering for your barbecue needs, if you're having an event, they do catering. The brisket's amazing. It's my favorite. He does everything that's great. Ribs, chicken, legs, quarters, whatever. They knock it out of the park for you, man. So make sure you hit them up. That's Bustos Texas Barbecue.
Where's that located?
Oh, it's in New Braunfels.
Okay.
It's in New Braunfels.
I think I'm going there for lunch. You
no,
just sold
no,
me.
no. He's he doesn't have a spot yet. He's just doing catering right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, I'm gonna have to hit him up then because he sold me.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. Some good stuff. So and barbecue could be good for you. Depending on how you eat it too,
protein,
right?
right?
Protein, baby. Protein, man. Any last things you want to talk about, Marcus, before we get out of here, brother?
No. I think we covered quite a bit, and again, I really aspire what you're doing, man. This is awesome. I'm glad to see you thriving and succeeding. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a good time, and look forward to maybe again.
Let's do part 2, man. We bring the wife in, and
Part 2.
I told Johnny, I said, man, I love for y'all two, y'all 4 to sit together.
Oh man,
his, power couples, man, both of y'all, And I think what more people need to learn from that aspect of how do y'all make it happen? And I really mean that. Like, I mean, shit, I'm single, and there's a reason, because I feel like there's things that I still need to work on, and I've been, you know what I mean? But I'm also not trying to push it. But those are the things that I still like to learn, man. I like to learn about other couples, and Johnny's probably, his ears bleed from what I'm asking about how he treats his wife and how his wife, it's just, I'm curious about stuff like that. So it'd be pretty cool if you ask me. So, but yeah, man.
Well, let's make it happen.
Heck yeah. Let's do it, man. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you watching. Like I said, Marcus, thank you, man. And we'll see y'all next time, guys. J-Rock out of you.